everyone, welcome to my channel. Today in this video, we're going to see about the evolution of the world's rockets. Let's start the video. The retaliation weapons or vengeance weapons were a significant technological and psychological facet of Nazi Germany's war effort during World War II. These weapons, including the V1, V2, and V3, were considered as retaliatory measures against Allied bombings of German cities. Among them, the V1 and V2 stand out prominently. The V1, also known as the Fiesler Fi-103, was an early form of a cruise missile powered by a pulse-jet engine and launched from aircraft catapults or rams. It was designed to strike targets at relatively short distances with a flying bomb capable of carrying a warhead. The V1 represented a novel concept in missile technology, marking a significant development in guided weaponry. In contrast, the V2, designated as Short-Range Rocket Unit 4, was a pioneering achievement in rocketry. It was the world's first long-range guided ballistic missile, powered by liquid oxygen and alcohol. The V2's development was concentrated at Peenemünde, Germany, and aimed to deliver a warhead at supersonic speeds over intercontinental distances, setting the stage for future advancements in space exploration due to its rocket propulsion technology. Both the V1 and V2 were intended not only as military assets but also as psychological weapons, instilling fear and uncertainty among Allied populations. The V weapons were used in large-scale attacks, primarily targeting civilian centers like London and Antwerp, aiming to disrupt morale and infrastructure. Despite their technological advancements and symbolic impact, the practical military effectiveness of the V weapons were limited by their lack of accuracy and the Allied countermeasures against their production and deployment. Operation Crossbow, for instance, targeted Peenemünde and other V weapon sites, significantly hampering its operational capabilities. The R7 rocket family holds a pivotal place in the history of space exploration and missile technology. Developed by the Soviet Union during the Cold War, the R7 series began as an intercontinental ballistic missile (ICBM) and evolved into a versatile launch vehicle for various space missions. The origins of the R7 trace back to the early 1950s when Sergei Korolev and his team at the OKB-1 Design Bureau were tasked with creating a missile capable of delivering nuclear warheads over intercontinental distances. This need for a powerful delivery system was driven by an intense geopolitical climate of the Cold War era, where the Soviet Union sought to maintain strategic parity with the United States. The design of the R7 was innovative, featuring a central core stage with 4 strap-on boosters arranged in a cross pattern. This configuration provided the necessary thrust and stability to propel the missile over long distances, making it a formidable component of the Soviet Union's strategic arsenal. However, the potential of the R7 extended far beyond its military origins. Recognizing its capabilities, Soviet engineers adapted the R7 for space exploration purposes, thus marking the beginning of its illustrious dual-usage legacy. On October 4, 1957, an R7 variant, the 8K71PS, launched Sputnik 1, the world's first artificial satellite, into orbit. This historic event not only demonstrated the technological prowess of the Soviet Union but also signaled the start of the space race. The success of the Sputnik 1 showcased the R-7's potential as a launch vehicle for peaceful space exploration, laying the groundwork for future missions. The R-7 family quickly became the backbone of the Soviet space program, supporting a wide array of pioneering missions. For instance, the Vostok rocket, an upgraded version of the R-7, launched Yuri Gagarin into space on April 12, 1961, making him the first human to orbit the Earth. This achievement cemented the R-7's legacy as a reliable vehicle for manned spaceflight and demonstrated the Soviet Union's dominance in space exploration. Further iterations of the R-7, such as the Vostok rocket, continued to push the boundaries of human spaceflight. The Vostok program included milestones like the first multi-person spacecraft and the first spacewalk by Alexei Leonov. These missions not only expanded human capabilities in space but also highlighted the versatility and reliability of the R-7 design. Perhaps the most enduring and versatile variant of the R-7 family is the Soyuz rocket. Introduced in the 1960s, the Soyuz has been used for a variety of missions including transporting crew and supplies to space stations like the International Space Station ISS and the MIR. The Soyuz rocket's continued use today underscores the R-7's robust design and adaptability, making it one of the longest serving and most reliable launch vehicles in the history of spaceflight. The technological and strategic impact of the R-7 cannot be overstated. Its innovative clustered booster configuration influenced subsequent rocket designs, contributing to advances in payload capacity and launch efficiency. Moreover, the R-7's success in both military and peaceful applications exemplified the dual-use nature of rocket technology, where advancements in one domain could benefit the other. From a strategic standpoint, the R-7 played a crucial role in the space race, an intense period of competition between the United States and the Soviet Union. The Soviet Union's early success with the R-7, such as launching the first artificial satellite, the first human into space, spurred rapid advancements in space technology and exploration on both sides, ultimately leading to milestones like the Apollo moon landings. The Redstone family of rockets played a crucial role in the early years of both American missile development and space exploration. Developed by the United States during the Cold War, the Redstone series originated as a short-range ballistic missile and eventually evolved into a versatile launch vehicle used in various space missions. The roots of the Redstone family trace back to the early 1950s, when the US Army tasked Werner von Braun and his team at Redstone Arsenal in Huntsville, Alabama, while developing reliable missile to carry nuclear warheads over short distances. This effort was part of the broader US strategy to establish a robust deterrent capability to face escalating tensions with the Soviet Union. The design of the Redstone missile was heavily influenced by the German V2 technology, as von Braun and many of his team members had previously worked on the V2 during World War II. The Redstone was a single-stage liquid-fueled rocket using ethanol and liquid oxygen as propellants. It featured improved guidance and control systems compared to the V2, allowing for greater accuracy and reliability. The first successful test flight of the Redstone missile took place on August 20, 1953, marking a significant milestone in American rocketry. While initially developed as military assets, the Redstone's potential for space exploration quickly became evident on January 31, 1958. A modified Redstone, also known as Juno 1, launched the Explorer 1, the first American satellite into orbit. This achievement came shortly after the Soviet Union's launch of Sputnik 1 and marked a crucial step in the early space race. The success of Explorer 1 demonstrated the versatility of the Redstone design and its capability to support a wide range of missions. Another significant milestone for the Redstone family came with the Mercury Redstone launch vehicle, a further adaptation of the original missile. The Mercury Redstone was used to launch the first American astronauts as part of the Mercury program. On May 5, 1961, Alan Shepard became the first American in space when he rode a Mercury Redstone rocket on a suborbital flight aboard Freedom 7. This historic mission not only showcased the Redstone's reliability, but also helped the United States regain momentum in the space race following Yuri Gagarin's orbital flight. The Redstone family also included various other adaptations and derivatives. The Jupiter C, an advanced version of the Redstone, was used for high-altitude research and as a precursor to Juno 1. These variants further demonstrated the adaptability and enduring value of the Redstone design. The technological and strategic impact of the Redstone family was profound. Its development marked a critical step in the maturation of American missile and rocket technology, providing valuable experience and expertise that would be applied to subsequent projects. The Redstone's success in both military and space applications underscored the dual-use nature of rocket technology, where advancements in one domain could significantly benefit the other. From a strategic standpoint, the Redstone played a vital role in the early stages of the space race.
1.8 G, 8 PSI cavern, and the oxygen is go.
Helping to establish the United States as a formidable competitor in space exploration. The successful launches of Explorer 1 and Alan Shepard's flight were pivotal moments that boosted American morale and demonstrated the nation's technological capabilities.
Captain Green. The periscope is coming out. And yes, is okay. No movement.
He's going to head control movement.
Yeah. Okay, switching to manual pitch.
Switching to manual pitch. The pitch attitude.
The Atlas family of rockets stands as one of the most significant series in the history of space exploration and missile technology. Developed by the United States during the Cold War, the Atlas series originated as an intercontinental ballistic missile (ICBM) and evolved into a highly versatile and reliable launch vehicle for various space missions. The origins of the Atlas family trace back to the early 1950s when Convair, under the guidance of the US Air Force, was tasked with developing a missile capable of delivering nuclear warheads across intercontinental distances. This development was driven by the need to maintain strategic parity with the Soviet Union and to ensure a robust deterrent capability in the escalating geopolitical climate of the time. The design of the Atlas missile was groundbreaking. It featured a unique stage-and-a-half configuration where the booster engines would be jettisoned during flight, but the sustainer engine and the main propellant tanks would continue to operate. This design provided the necessary thrust and efficiency for long-range missions. The Atlas was also notable for its use of stainless steel balloon tanks, which were pressurized to maintain structural integrity, thus reducing the overall weight and increasing performance. The first successful test flight of the missile took place on December 17, 1957. Marking a significant milestone in American rocketry and missile development. While initially developed as a military asset, the Atlas missile's potential for space exploration quickly became apparent. One of the earliest and most notable uses of the Atlas as a launch vehicle was in the Mercury Atlas program. On February 20, 1962, an Atlas D rocket launched John Glenn aboard Friendship 7, making him the first American to orbit the Earth. This historic mission was a pivotal moment in the space race, showcasing the capabilities of the Atlas rocket and boosting American morale and prestige.
1, mark. Roger, backup clock is started.
The Atlas family continued to evolve with various adaptations and improvements. The Atlas Agena and Atlas Centaur configurations were particularly significant. The Atlas Agena was used for a variety of missions, including launching reconnaissance satellites and deep space probes. The Atlas Centaur, featuring a powerful and efficient upper stage, became a workhorse for launching payloads into high orbits and on interplanetary missions. One of the most famous missions involving the Atlas Centaur was the launch of the Mariner 9, which became the first spacecraft to orbit another planet, Mars, in 1971. The technological and strategic impact of the Atlas family was profound. Its development marked a critical step in the maturation of American missile and rocket technology, providing valuable experience and expertise that would be applied to subsequent projects. The Atlas's success in both military and space applications underscored the dual-use nature of rocket technology, where advancements in one domain could significantly benefit the other. The Atlas family played a vital role in the early stages of the space race, helping to establish the United States as a formidable competitor in space exploration. The successful launches of John Glenn and numerous other payloads demonstrated the reliability and versatility of the Atlas design. Throughout the decades, the Atlas family continued to adapt and evolve, with the Atlas V becoming one of the most reliable and frequently used launch vehicles in the modern spaceflight. The Atlas V has been used for a wide range of missions, from launching commercial satellites to ferrying supplies to the International Space Station ISS, and even sending rovers to Mars, such as the Perseverance rover. and recently launching the Boeing Starliner mission. The Thor or Delta family of rockets has played a crucial role in the history of space exploration, evolving from a military missile to one of the most reliable and versatile launch vehicles. The origins of this rocket family trace back to the Thor missile, developed during the 1950s by the United States Air Force, named after the Norse god of thunder. Thor was designed as an intermediate range ballistic missile IRBM capable of delivering nuclear warheads over a range of approximately 1500 miles. This development was part of the broader US strategy to establish a credible deterrent against the Soviet Union during the Cold War era. The Thor missile was a single-stage liquid-fueled rocket using RP-1, a refined form of kerosene, and liquid oxygen as propellants. Its design featured a simple, robust structure with an engine capable of producing substantial thrust. The first successful flight of Thor missile occurred on September 20, 1957. Despite its initial role as a military asset, the Thor missile's potential for space exploration was quickly recognized. By adding upper stages and modifying its design, the Thor missile was transformed into a reliable launch vehicle for various space missions. One of the earliest adaptations was the Thor Able, which added an upper stage called Able. This configuration was used to launch the US first lunar probes, including Pioneer 1 in 1958. Although Pioneer 1 failed to achieve its intended lunar orbit, the mission provided valuable data and demonstrated the Thor rocket's potential for space exploration. The successes of subsequent missions solidified Thor's reputation as a versatile launch vehicle. The most significant evolution of the Thor family came with the development of the Delta rocket. The Delta program began in 1960s when the Thor rocket was combined with a newly designed upper stage and other improvements, creating a more powerful and reliable launch vehicle. The first Delta rocket, known as the Delta A, successfully launched the Echo 1A communication satellites on August 12, 1960s. This marked the beginning of a long and successful series of launches that would see Delta rocket family become one of the most important and reliable in history of space exploration. The Delta rocket series continued to evolve with numerous configurations and upgrades over the decades. Each new version incorporated technological advancements and improvements in reliability, payload capacity, and versatility. Notable variants included the Delta II, Delta III, Delta IV rockets. The Delta II in particular became renowned for its reliability and was used to launch a wide range of payloads including GPS satellites and scientific missions and interplanetary probes. The Delta IV, developed by the United Launch Alliance (ULA), represents the latest evolution of the Delta family. Introduced in 2002, the Delta IV incorporates advanced technologies and a modular design, allowing it to be configured for a wide range of missions. It is capable of launching heavy payloads into various orbits and has been used for critical missions including national security launches and scientific exploration. The technological and strategic impact of the Thor Delta family has been profound. Its development marked a critical step in the maturation of the American missile and rocket technology, providing valuable experience and expertise that would be applied to subsequent missions. The success of Thor Delta family in both military and space applications underscored the dual-use nature of rocket technology, where advancements in one domain could significantly benefit the other. From a strategic standpoint, the Thor or Delta family played a pivotal role in the early stages of the space race, helping to establish the United States as a formidable competitor in space exploration. The Saturn family of rockets represent one of the most iconic and significant series in the history of space exploration.
But why, some say, the moon? Why choose this as our goal? And they may well ask, why climb the highest mountain? Why, 35 years ago, fly the Atlantic? We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
10, 9, ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running.
Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win, and the others too.
We have been given the scientific knowledge, the technical ability, and the materials to pursue the exploration of the universe. To ignore these great resources would be a corruption of a God-given ability.
The crowning achievement of the Saturn family was the Saturn V, one of the most powerful rockets ever built. The Saturn V was a 3-stage rocket designed to carry astronauts to the moon as part of the Apollo program. The first stage, known as the S-1C, was powered by 5 F-1 engines, each producing 1.5 million pounds of thrust, making it the most powerful single-chamber liquid-fuel rocket engine ever developed. The second stage, S2, used 5 J2 engines. And the third stage, S4B, used a single J2 engine. This configuration allowed the Saturn V to carry payloads up to 310,000 pounds to low Earth orbit and approximately 107,000 pounds to the moon orbit. The Saturn V's first test flight, designated Apollo 4, took place on November 9, 1967 and was a resounding success. This was followed by several more test flights, culminating in the historic Apollo 11 mission on July 16, 1969. The Saturn V successfully launched astronauts Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins on their journey to the moon.
1, 0. Lift off.
Roger, clock. Clock start flight, Roger.
Go.
Let's go, all engines, Roger.
Plus 10. SR.
Clear the tower.
Roger,
we got a roll program. Flight 5, Roger, 13, colon 00.624.
Say again.
1332, colon 00.624.
1 C engine again.
1 seat, Cal.
What was that little bit of noise we just took in there?
How you, Cal?
Roger.
Roll is complete and the pitch program.
Roger roll, Roger pitch. Stand by for 1 Bravo. Mark, 1 Bravo.
1 Bravo.
13 plus 32 plus 00.78. Launch estimates were as predicted.
Alright, on flight, how you? Looking good, flight. GMC? Looks good, flight. ECOM?
Looking good, Mike.
Roger.
Coming in and make How you, Cal?
You copy, Fido.
TFS, Fido. Copy, TFS.
Station. And ignition.
Off, ignition.
Roger.
Alright, go.
Thrusters go all engines. That's good.
Urban Houston, thrusters go all engines. You're looking good.
Hi, Roger. You're loud and clear, Houston. We got first step.
Roger, we confirm. First step.
Roger. Tower's going.
Roger,
Tower's going, Roger.
On July 20, 1969, Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin became the first humans to set foot on the lunar surface, fulfilling President Kennedy's goal, a monumental achievement in human history. The Saturn V continued to be used for subsequent Apollo missions, including the Apollo 15, the first use of lunar roving vehicle, and the last manned mission to the moon, Apollo 17, in 1972. The Saturn V's unparalleled power and reliability were key factors in the success of these missions, and its legacy endures as a symbol of human ingenuity and determination. I hope this video on the spaceflight evolution was interesting and informative. I'll meet you in the next video with another interesting topic. Take care. Bye. The second stage, S2, used 5 J2 engines. And the third stage, S4B, used a single J2 engine. This configuration allowed the Saturn V to carry payloads up to 310,000 pounds to low Earth orbit and approximately 107,000 pounds to the Moon orbit. The Saturn V's first test flight, designated Apollo 4, took place on November 9, 1967 and was a resounding success.
Ignition sequence start. 5, 4, we have ignition. All engines are running. We have liftoff. We have liftoff.
This was followed by several more test flights, culminating in the historic Apollo 11 mission on July 16, 1969. The Saturn V successfully launched astronauts Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins on their journey to the Moon.
Liftoff. Roger, clock. Clock, flight, That's all. Roger. That's all. Roger, we got a roll program. Roger, 1332:00.624. Say again. 1332:00.624. One seat, Cal. How you, Cal? Roger, Roll complete. Go, Retro. Liftoff. 13.78. 13 plus 32 plus 00.78. Launch engine for expedition. Flight, that's a good flight. That's a good flight. 8 pounds? That's it, mate. And ignition. Ignition. Thrusters go all engines. That's good. When Houston thrusters go all engines, you're looking good. Hi, Roger. You're loud and clear, Houston. We got first step. Roger, we confirm. First step. Roger. Sharp. Roger. Final flight cut. Houston, be advised the visual is go today.
On July 20, 1969, Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin became the first humans to set foot on the lunar surface, fulfilling President Kennedy's goal and marking a monumental achievement in human history. The Saturn V continued to be used for subsequent Apollo missions, including the Apollo 15, the first use of lunar roving vehicle, and the last manned mission to the Moon, Apollo 17, in 1972. The Saturn V's unparalleled power and reliability were key factors in the success of these missions. and its legacy endures as a symbol of human ingenuity and determination. I hope this video on the spaceflight evolution was interesting and informative. I'll meet you in the next video with another interesting topic. Take care. Bye.